If you're an author who is under a bit of a time crunch with your book release, maybe the release date kind of snuck up on you, or if you're an author who has a more accelerated publishing schedule, then I am so glad that you're here because today we are going to talk about a time saving process for your book marketing. It's going to really help you to plan things out and to see even better results with your book marketing under this bit of a time crunch schedule that you're under. So my name is Jenn hanson-dePaula, and I'm the co-founder of Mixus Media. And this channel really exists to empower and educate authors and writers just like yourself with the best marketing information so that you can sell more books and see more effective book planning and strategies to apply to your own process. And we're also here to help you to find your readers online. I'm really good at helping authors simplify the book marketing process and to find their readers specifically on social media. So if that sounds good to you, be sure to hit like and subscribe. I share new videos every Friday, and also download my free book marketing blueprint. It's going to really map everything out for you to help you see better results quickly. So let's get started. So if you've been following me for any amount of time, you've heard me talk about the three phases of book marketing, and they are the attraction phase, the promotional phase, and the follow-up phase. So the attraction phase it really begins the minute you start writing up until about 2 months before the book releases. And this time frame is used for the attraction, to getting to know your readers and to really making a connection with them and building that foundation that you need to build a solid marketing plan on. It's more about connecting with readers, mainly on social media, to really build that author platform. And then the second phase is the promotional phase. And this is really where we use that time to drive pre-orders. It's to really get a lot of attention on your book and to prep people to go and buy it once it is released. And then the follow-up phase starts about 2 weeks after the release date and beyond, because your book has an infinite shelf life. So what this is going to do is to help you continue to see book sales and to continue to talk about it in a way that isn't slimy or like a used car salesman. But many times authors find themselves in a different time frame. They aren't able to take those three phases and apply it to the time frame that they're working in. Maybe they are on an accelerated publishing schedule, meaning that they sell or they publish multiple books, like 2 or 3 or 4 books within a year. Or maybe you find yourself just not having the amount of time for the attraction phase before your book comes out. So maybe you have just a couple of weeks before your book comes out and you really haven't started the marketing process. So this whole process, this whole system that I'm going to be showing you is going to help you to not only start to get things rolling within your book marketing, but it's going to give you a system that you can follow so that you're not overwhelmed, so that you're not overwhelming your readers, and so that you can see better results from your marketing. So instead of looking at the three specific marketing phases, the attraction phase, the promotional phase, and the follow-up phase, I want you to look at it in regards to the amount of time that you're spending daily, weekly, and monthly. So let's talk about daily, your daily usage of social media and just everyday talking about your book. So what you want to focus on daily is really building your community. And when we talk about social media, many times authors are overwhelmed because they feel like they have to be on every social media platform. And that is not necessarily the case. What you want to do is to be on social media outlets that you know that your ideal reader is already hanging out on. So for example, let's say you have a Twitter account, but you really don't see much engagement. You don't see a lot of traffic going from Twitter to your website or to subscribe to your newsletter. So if you aren't seeing much engagement or much action from a certain social media outlet, you don't need to be on there. That means that your readers aren't hanging out on that social media outlet. So focusing on where you see the most engagement and where you see the most comments, the most shares, and the most likes on your posts, that's where when you know that your readers are hanging out on a certain social media outlet. And especially if you're just starting out with social media, just focusing on one social media outlet and really getting comfortable with that outlet. And then if you want to add another one, you can add on from there. But really, you want to focus your efforts on one social media outlet, maybe two, if you feel like your ideal readers are hanging out in multiple places. And what you want to do is really start to engage with your readers. Now, this doesn't mean just waiting for people to comment or, engage with your post. This is you looking at other readers' posts. This is you leaving comments. This is you reaching out to really introduce yourself to readers and other authors and the writing community. So you can do this by leaving comments on other people's posts. You can do this by sharing and following and really reaching out to really start that conversation on social media. This not only helps you grow your following, but it helps you to become active within the actual community. So you're introducing yourself to new readers and to new writers so that they can follow you and get to know what you're all about and what your books are all about. And this does not need to eat up your day. I would encourage you to spend just 5 or 10 minutes a day engaging with your audience. This can be setting aside maybe 5 minutes in the morning and then 5 minutes in the evening, or it might even be breaking it up into 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at noon, and then 5 minutes in the evening. It's really thinking about what is going to work best with your time frame, but it's also not looking at it as having to spend hours and hours on end on social media to build that engagement. All right, so now let's talk about your weekly involvement with your book marketing. So, what this is going to include is really focusing in on your content. Content, no matter if it means social media content, which you post on social media, or if it's a blog, if it's a video, if it's podcasting, your content really shows your readers what you and your book are all about. It provides proof that your book is what it says it is, because readers really have no shortage of options. And so when you can give readers really some proof as to what your characters are about, or if you write nonfiction, what questions you answer or what problems you solve, you're able to give them that proof that says, yes, this book is going to be worth my time. A really great way to apply this, especially to your social media posts, is to create what I call content buckets. So content buckets are 2 to 3 topics that you cycle through week after week. And what this does is it makes sure that you share a variety of content ideas, and it makes sure that you aren't only just promoting, you aren't only just talking about your book. So some content bucket ideas might be talking about books that you're reading. And this is really important for fiction writers, because when you share about the books that you enjoy reading, it really kind of starts to give readers a sense of what your book would also be about. So talking about books that you're reading, it could be talking about your book, really sharing the essence of it. You don't need to give everything away. You can really talk about what the essence of your book is. So talking about characters, what they're going through. Maybe it's certain situations, certain themes, certain topics. If you write fiction, if you write nonfiction, that could be questions that you answer, problems that you see your ideal reader having that you can solve, and that your book will also help solve for them. And then the third content bucket could be about your hobbies or your interests, or maybe it's a cause that you're really passionate about. Now, see, what you would do is you would assign a topic for each day of the week, and then you would just cycle through these 2 or 3, sometimes 4 topics that you want your readers to get to know more about you. But it's also a way for readers to get to connect with you and have a touchstone and find something that they have in common with you. And so what you're going to do is you're going to cycle through these 2 to 3 topics week after week. And so what this does is it makes sure that you're creating a variety of content, but it also makes you known for something. When we are just talking about anything and everything, we really don't give readers an idea of what we're all about. And so when we have just a few key topics that we're continuously talking about, it makes us the go-to person for those topics. And next, let's talk about your monthly tasks. Now, this is something that you can plan out in advance, which is really helpful because you want to be intentional with your marketing. So when you are planning for maybe your newsletter content or for your social media posts, thinking about the promotions that you want to do. Maybe that might be a book giveaway. It might be doing a reduced ebook cost and promoting it on BookBub. It could be doing a giveaway on Goodreads. It could be doing a multitude of different things. But what this will help you do is to plan out at least one promotion a month, especially after the release of your book. Because when you have continued promotions planned, it not only gives you something extra to talk about, but it prompts readers to give them a reason to go check out your book or to go make a purchase. And also, don't forget to put into your monthly plan your newsletter. Now, if you write fiction, I would say at least sending out one newsletter a month is essential. If you write nonfiction and maybe you have a business or if you have services that go along with your nonfiction book, doing up to even one newsletter a week is really great because that newsletter keeps you at the front of your subscriber's mind. And a newsletter subscriber is really saying, yes, I am interested. I want to know more. And they are one step closer to a sale. So this is really going to nudge them even more into actually buying your book if they haven't already. So when you think about the daily, really building that community, the weekly sharing your content, and then the monthly sharing those promotions, it really spreads things out and it doesn't make it all so overwhelming. So when you focus on just the daily, the weekly, and the monthly tasks that you have to do to amp up your marketing, it really spreads them out and it makes them more doable and it helps you to stay more consistent with your efforts. So making sure that you schedule these 3 tasks within your calendar is not only going to help really propel your marketing forward, but it's going to keep you organized and help save your sanity. And if you're an author who's really struggling with trying to figure out what kind of content to write or what kind of content to share, I have a very cool resource called the Content Vault for Writers. And it's really a ton of ideas and a ton of content that you can put to work and really apply to your marketing and to help kind of take that weight off of your shoulders so that you don't have to worry about that. And that link is below. And also be sure to download my free book marketing blueprint. That link is below as well. It's really going to help you get everything laid out for your book marketing and help to simplify the process as well. And don't forget to subscribe and like. I share new videos every Friday. And I'll see you soon.